like I'm running on.
The Sony 16-35 G Master Mark II. This lens is slowly becoming my new workhorse, especially for YouTube. I used to absolutely hate wide lenses, but the more I use them, the more I'm actually seeing how crucial they are, especially in just run and gun filmmaking. Whenever I need an establishing shot, or I need to show scale, or just give a bit of context, this is the lens I'm putting on my camera. The Mark II in particular has just been insane for me. It is ridiculously sharp, so compact, and just so easy to either run handheld or cruise on a gimbal. This lens really makes you think about what you're shooting and what your intention is. And as soon as that happens, that's when you can really start to get creative. Then on the other side of the spectrum, the Sony G Master 70-200 Mark II. This is easily my favorite lens to shoot on, and it might be just because you really can't get a bad shot with this on. Although this lens has probably made me the least amount of money, it's also made my footage look the most expensive. I think I've gotten the best reactions when using this lens. How good.
Oh my god.
And it's for good reason. This amount of compression is basically just cheating. I mean this when I say this, but it's quite hard to get a bad photo or video with this lens on. Opposed to the 16-35, where I think you can really butcher your shots, this one kind of just makes everything look good. It just makes locations look more premium. It makes B-roll look more cinematic. And one of my favorite things with this lens is you can shoot events without being intrusive. Try shooting an event on a 24-70 and you're gonna have to get up pretty close and personal. Although it's not my most used lens, and as I said, it's probably made me the least amount of money, there is no part of me that ever wants to get rid of it. There's no part of me that ever wants to part ways with it. It lives in my camera bag always, even if I'm shooting real estate and I know it's not gonna be needed. That thing is coming with me, because whenever I need my party trick 70-200, you know it's coming out. What I love so much about these two lenses is the fact that they never overlap. I've got my wide for whenever I'm trying to establish a scene and show context, and whenever I want to show detail, I just chuck on that tight 70-200 and happy days, I've got exactly what I need. Between these two lenses, I just never really feel like I'm missing out on a focal range, and obviously I am. I'm missing out between 35 all the way up to 70, but even when I do have my 24-70 on, I'm very rarely in that focal range. I'm almost never at 50. And I know there's a lot of people out there that swear by the nifty 50, that's their focal range of choice. For me, whenever I see 50 on my lens and I look at what the framing looks like, it's never what I want, almost never what I want it to look like. These two lenses have been more than enough for me, and whenever I'm doing non-client work, these are the ones that are going to be coming along. Although they do very different jobs, I think they just work so well together.
Just about an hour into taking photos in the city at the moment, only using the 16-35 and the 70-200. And I can confirm these are my two favorite lenses. I have not once felt like I'm missing out on a focal length. It just seems like I've got my wide establishing shots, super nice. And then whenever I need some tight compressed shots, chuck the 70-200 on, and that lens is a cheat code. I feel like you cannot get a bad photo with that. So can confirm these are my two favorite lenses. If it wasn't for the 24-70 being so reliable and just necessary for client work, these would be my two lens setup, 100%. But the 24-70 is a workhorse. It's just dependable. So it does have a spot in my bag, but these two lenses, man, next level.
Now, the funny part is the 24-70 is still the lens I use the most. It's my workhorse. It still lives on my camera for any sort of client work and comes in super clutch for me. Let's just say it's just never the lens I'm excited to put on my camera. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just the difference between what pays the bills and what I actually enjoy shooting with. I've used the 24-70 so much that I was bound to get sick of it. It's lived on my camera for a very long time. I just think it wouldn't make sense if I still loved putting it on there. Now, am I saying if you're a newbie, should you go and get a 16-35 and a 70-200? Hell no. If you're a new videographer, if you're a beginner, if you're trying to find your first lens, get the 24-70. I have been crapping on it a little bit, but it's just because I've used it so much. You might absolutely love it. You definitely will use it a lot. It's going to be super dependable, and it's going to be the one that most likely makes your business grow and makes you the most amount of money. Anyway, that's it. In case anyone was wondering, these are my two favorite lenses of choice at the moment. These are what I'm trying to use more and more lately. I do still have the 24-70. It's not going anywhere, but I'm trying to make excuses to use these other two a lot more. So that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments down below. Make sure to subscribe. I've been posting very regularly, and that's not going to slow down anytime soon. So the subscribe will mean a lot. It'll keep my motivation high, and it'll keep the videos coming along nicely. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, hit the subscribe. See you in the next one.